Hey everybody, it's Angelo at earlyaccessmedia.com and welcome to episode 38. I don't even know what I named this episode yet. Something. I named it something. Let's find out. I need a new day job. Because I do. I need a new day job. Work for the local gas and electric company reading meters. It's not a lot of fun. It's exhausting. I mean, it seems simple enough. You just walk around, read meters, which isn't a thing across the world. I realize this. Across the country, in the United States anyway. Most places it's digital at this point. However, here in New Jersey and the surrounding areas, it still must be done. And I am the person that does it. And I'm tired. However, it has not prevented me from putting together this podcast, finding a couple games. I actually got a chance to play and review one today. So we're going to jump right into that, and that is this game called Gem Wars Attack of the Giblets. Now, I spoke about this in the last episode, and it's a multiplayer co-op game. So I generally talk a lot of crap about this type of game because, as I said in the last episode, who the fuck plays local multiplayer games on their PC? However, I'm assuming the developer has some kind of Google alert set up for the name of the game. So they contacted me on through Facebook, sent me a key to the game, and I thought it looked great, so I figured I would check it out, and I was right. It actually is a lot of fun. The biggest compliment I can make to this game is that it's got a great art style. It's got a great soundtrack. It's very charming. I definitely recommend checking it out. If you have a bunch of friends that want to play it, it's even better. There is a survival wave-based mode that you can play single player. And if you read about what's coming up for the game, there is some single player stuff that they're working on. So they're working on an adventure mode, which is going to allow you to, it's kind of like a single player campaign. And then there's a Coliseum mode coming up, which isn't single player, it's multiplayer, but it's going to be like it seems like an arena style fight, like a one-on-one where you're going to gain and lose points, and you can wager on the matches and everything like that. Seems really cool. I like the idea of watching and supporting other players. Hopefully this game gets a little steam behind it. It's a lot of fun. I enjoyed it, so go check that out. It's excuse me, God. Every time I do a podcast, I get like hiccups because I'm always drinking coffee or alcohol. Coffee tonight though, but it seems the sale has run out, so it's $5. It's totally worth your $5. Go pick it up. Support an indie developer in early access. It's worth it, in my opinion. Hold on, gotta fix this microphone for some reason. So yeah, that's all I got the chance to play. I did talk about it last week. I jumped in and played a bunch of Diablo 3 Season 3. It's just something about that game. I grew up playing the originals, and like Diablo 3 is just, it's still amazing. They've done so much to it over the last couple years since it's released, and it just sucks me in every once in a while, and I have to play a shitload of it. So I put in a bunch of time, leveled up a monk to level 70, and now I'm just, back to grinding legendaries in that whenever I get a chance to jump on and do some riffs. If you're a fan of Diablo 3, just go play it. It's a lot of fun. So only a few games came out. Actually, let me double check real quick. Oh, that's the wrong button. I did see somebody post something about a game that was in early access. Let me make sure. So yeah, see, I got to start doing this the night I do these. So we got a couple games that have launched, not launched, but I'll do that later. Well, yeah, it launched since I put my show notes together. So a couple extra bonus games have come out today. So this is called Ruse the Lifestone. This is the first time I'm even seeing the video. Oh, gotta turn that down a little bit. So Ruse the Lifestone, it's a dungeon crawling RPG. So it's a first person, it looks like. Pretty straightforward. It looks like a fantasy setting or like a medieval fantasy setting. You were dungeon crawling. Let's see. It's $12.99. Came out today or yesterday if you're listening to this when it goes live. And it just looks like a grid-based dungeon crawler. You got an inventory. You got a character that you would build up. Yeah, it looks fine. $13 is a little high though for me, especially in early access because I don't know much about it. I don't know. Anything over $10 seems to be a hard sell for people. Well, it's an active combat. It looks like you move around, and it's just like you can actually physically dodge out of the way, which is kind of cool for this like this first-person dungeon crawling kind of game. Looks neat though. So that came out. It's only $13. Wait for a review. I'll see if I can get a review up. And oh, here's the other game. Somehow this didn't make it into the show notes. I don't know why, because this would have been here earlier. Anyway, so excuse me. So this game is called Dungeon Rift. This also just came out today. It's 25% off right now. So it's less than $10, $9.74, usually $13. This game looks really good. Not really good. I mean, it looks cool. It's an arena dungeon crawling game, so it's top down. It's got some RPG elements. It looks like hand drawn art style. It looks neat. Somebody tweeted about it. That's what, because I didn't even realize it came out. It looks fun though. Again, I don't know much about it. The video looks kind of cool though. Goofy, very cartoony art style. But it seems like there's a lot of these kind of games on here, so it's really which one is better. And let's see, what does it say? Every time you defeat enemies, the rift will rebuild the dungeon around you and grant your enemies with more tools to defeat you. So I guess it's a perpetual RPG style. I guess that's how they continue the forward momentum in it, which is kind of cool. And that's it I got on Steam. So we're going to go to the ones that I actually pulled. So this game is called Trouble in the Manor. It's $5. And this is an interesting kind of game. Or an interesting game, I might say. I should say. So it's an online multiplayer game, which is disappointing because I think this game looks really neat. It's a top-down. It looks like a top-down RPG Maker style game. I say that just to give you context of what it looks like. If you ever played, any of the Zelda games or Grail, if you remember Grail from many years ago, it's that kind of RPG style. So, basic tile sets and stuff like that. But the way it works is in the multiplayer thing, the multiplayer part of it is you are either innocent, a bloodhound, or a murderer. So I'm assuming the way it works is you log in, when you join a match, everybody is automatically roles, and that changes the gameplay each round that you play it. I think it seems really cool. So I guess as the murderer, you're trying to kill the innocent guy. The bloodhound is probably trying to catch the murderer, and the innocent is probably just trying to live. I would assume it's something like that. The art style is like, typical RPG style. It looks really cool though. I love the concept though. I'm a big core concept idea guy. It looks cool. The particle effects are neat for this style of game. But go check that out on Steam. It's only $5. Hopefully they get enough people. Actually, here we go. It's in the description of what it is. It says, if you're the innocent, your job is to seek out the murderer. All right. The bloodhounds are the same as the innocent, except that they have an advantage with a DNA device that allows them to compare DNA against bodies they found. And if you're the murderer, your job is to kill everyone. So there you go. And the murderer can also change into a vampire. That seems unfair. And you can turn other innocents into vampires, and they help the murderers. So that's cool. Like I said, I think the concept's pretty neat. Is it like for a cool multiplayer experience? It's got 7 reviews, all positive so far. So I'm gonna pick this up and do a video of it, just because I want to play it with people. So I'm gonna follow the discussion or the forum for this game and try to set up some kind of match and do like a live on like a good multiplayer game with a couple people that have played it before. All right, this next game, I didn't understand it really. So it's called Color Tone. It's $4.49. It's 10% off right now until July 8th. So a good solid week. It's usually $5, so you can save 75 cents. Woo! You literally can't buy anything with 75 cents anymore. So it's a first-person 3D puzzle game. From what it looks like, I mean, it's called Color Tone. So watching the video, the way that works is you have like a little ball that you use, and you have to mix and match colors and solve puzzles by, putting these balls in different places, and by changing the color of them. So it sounds weird, I know. Let's see. Yeah, it's like a platformer, little 3D first-person platformer as well, but it's a puzzle game, and you don't have any abilities, though, it says. So all you got to do is change the color of things. So okay, so I see. So like there's like different colored pegs sticking out of the wall, so you'd have to like change the color of like a board to place it on those colored pegs. So if it's blue, you have to change the board to blue to lay it on top of those pegs, otherwise it falls. There's glass walls that you have to change the color of the ball to break through them. I'm sure it gets more complicated than that as like the colors change and you have to mix different colors, and it actually kind of looks interesting the more I watch the video. So go check that out. It actually looks really neat. Reminds me of I reviewed it too. Pixel? Is it Pixel RU squared? Yeah, it reminds me of Pixel RU squared. That's what it reminds me of. Which was you were a little pixel and you were doing similar things. You had to change the color of the pixel to solve puzzles in the same way. Like you could only pass through certain walls and do certain things if your pixel was a certain color by touching other colored blocks to change your color. It's actually really hard, and it's actually a really cool game. But that's what it reminds me of. It reminds me of a first-person 3D version of that, which is awesome. Seems neat. So I'll be sure to try to check that out. So this next game is called Warriors and Castles. It's $3, right in there. Boom, $3. I mean, anything less than $5, I generally want to give it a shot. So it's mostly positive. I don't know why it says June 16th. I literally just saw this on here. Again, with this stuff that the way Steam populates the new release list confuses me sometimes, because you get stuff that pops up that has no price, and then like it'll disappear and it'll come back. So I don't know if it's the developer posting it early or Steam putting it up early, or how that works exactly, but it's fucking frustrating when I'm trying to do a podcast about these games. So this is a third-person action shooter. So it's a class-based shooter. You have 3 different classes. It says, each one has different skill sets. It looks super cartoony and simple, 3D rendering. That's a motorcycle driving by my apartment. So it just looks simple, but the problem is it's a multiplayer game. It says cross-platform. I don't know with what platform it would be crossed. It looks simple and fun. If there was people playing this, I would totally recommend it. But as it stands, I have no idea, so we're just going to move along. Alright, next game, Aura Light. This is already Got 28 reviews, mostly positive, so 78% of those are positive. It is very expensive. Well, not very expensive. It is on the higher end for price point for Bob, knock it off. My cat is trying to knock things off of my desk. She hates me. So yeah, as I was saying, it's on the higher end of what I expect to pay for an early access game. It's $20. It's 15% off right now until the 6th of July, so the next 5 days or so. So it's $17. It's a top-down 3D multiplayer RPG. It says there's crafting and mining and base building. Let's see. It's not a survival game. It doesn't say anything about having to eat and everything like that. But it looks like a sandbox. It's a sandbox RPG game, base builder. I like these kind of games, especially when they're multiplayer. Art style's kind of neat. It looks cool. Not much else I can say about that. If you like those kind of games where you're crafting and mining, everybody likes these kinds of games. So go check it out. I mean, it is a little bit expensive, but it seems like people that are enjoying it really enjoy it. Let's see the first review on here. See, I don't trust this because he's only got one review, and it's this game. One review. There we go. There we go. 64 reviews, but it's a paragraph. It says, so far the game is fun and easy to learn the crafting and building. It has lots of potential, and I think with time it will be great. I say buy it if you want to be a part of the development. Great advice. This is Mr. Retro. Definitely great advice. I say that with all these games. If you are unsure of what you're going to get out of the gameplay, either from me or from anywhere else you find it, find a game that you're interested in developing with the developer, something that you want to have active feedback. You want to talk about the game with other people, find something that you're interested in. The hardest part about the early access program is the games that really get the most people behind them are the games that are beaten to death, like the survival sandbox games. But some of these smaller games tend to get a lot of people behind them. Like this one's got 28 reviews, which means it's probably already got hundreds of people playing it. Yeah, I mean, it's got 4 pages of forum posts already, 53 general discussion threads. All of them, except for one, has people talking back and forth about it. So go check it out if that's the type of game you're looking to support. All right, last game that came out is this game called Polybridge, which I actually got a key for, and I will be checking it out shortly. This is, let's see, it's got 15 reviews, all positive. It's $11.99, and it's a bridge building simulator. It looks like a lot of fun. It looks like something that you can just, bullshit around with to try to build a bridge. I mean, I remember as a kid I had to build a bridge out of like popsicle sticks that could hold so much weight. It was in, some weird class I was in elementary school. So it looks like your goal is to build a bridge from one point to another, and it changes. It lets you know like what type of material you have to use. You have a certain set amount of money that you have to use. The vehicle is different every time, so you have to build within your means. There's also a sandbox open world part, like not open world, but there's a sandbox version, so you can do your own bridge designs and everything. But it's physics based, so if you don't build a sound bridge, it's going to fall apart, and you're going to kill the passengers in your vehicle, and no one wants that. It just looks like a lot of fun. It looks like it has a simple interface that is a 2D bridge building interface that turns into a 3D rendered model when you activate it, I guess, and it, to attempt to get your vehicle across the bridge. Totally looks awesome. Like I said, 15 positive reviews. People are having a good time with it, it looks like. So go check that out. All right, last thing I wanted to hit on is Another game has left early access and has become a full release, and it is this game called Infini Factory. And this came out, well, it says it got released June 30th, but it actually got released. It was in early access for quite a few months. It is now $22.49, 10% off, usually $25, and it's a sandbox puzzle game. So says you build factories to assemble products for your alien overlords and try not to die in the process. I didn't get a chance to play this game. However, it's got 331 reviews, very positive, so 99% actually. So if you're looking for a sandbox style puzzle game, go check it out. People seem to be really liking it. I just want to point out, when I talk about how many reviews a game has, don't take that as an indication of how many people are actually playing them. I know I give like multiplayer games on here a hard time, because especially the early access ones, because you don't know how many people are playing them. Just make sure you go check steamcharts.com for that kind of information, because think of it this way, it's probably like 1 out of every 500 people positively review a game. Or 1 out of 100, and then if a game has a problem, a lot of people talk shit about it. I mean, you go look at the new Batman reviews, and that game released poorly, bad optimization, and everybody shit all over it. So there's a lot of negative reviews because everybody likes talking shit. So when a game has this many positive reviews, though, it means the game's doing something right, especially for an indie game. So if you like puzzle games, go check it out. That many people can't be wrong. If there was anything wrong with it, people would definitely be vocal about it. So that's going to do it for this episode of Early Access Podcast. As usual, I'm your host, Angelo. And don't forget, follow me on Twitter, Early Access PC. Go like the Facebook page, Early Access Podcast on Facebook, Early Access Podcast on YouTube. If you want to support the show, bookmark the Amazon link at the end of I'm bad at this stuff. You think I'd be better at it after 40 or so episodes. Bookmark the Amazon banner link on the website. Use that whenever you buy anything off Amazon. Helps me out. Helps out the website. Doesn't cost you anything extra. Go check out the Patreon. Go check out the site. If it's something that you want to back, check the Patreon account. You can do it that way as well. But until next time, guys, thanks again for watching or listening, and I will see you on Monday. Have a good week.